we were doing maths. We got a bit carried away. Hang on a minute, let me plug that in so I don't run out of battery there. How are you all? Are you well? As you can see, we've kind of Christmased ourselves up here a little bit here at Natasha Makes. We've got all sorts of goodies for you today. Let me find us. Where are we all? So yeah, sorry about the little delayed start there. We suddenly looked at the time. We were trying to work out Jingle Bell costings. Maths, what can I say? Maths. Where are we? Where are we? Ah, here we are. Good morning to you all. So today is slightly different to normal in terms of it is all about Christmas, and what I wanted to do was to bring you some beautiful Christmas fabrics, but also Christmas accessories so that you can decorate your own home in the way that you want to, with as much or as little or whatever as you want. So I've had a lovely time shopping for all these things. I've completely forgotten my show box. That is in the other room. So if someone could bring that through, that would be really awesome and helpful, because that's got all my fabrics in. So we are going to make wreaths, we're going to make decorations, we're going to do all sorts of things this morning. It's going to be busy, 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 busy. And then what I'll do at some point is create like an inspiration sheet, because you don't need me to say like stick this there or whatever, or just put on Facebook or on our Makes page on our website. Not a difficult word. Completely forgot it. I will put on there all the things that we've made so that you can just look back and go, okay, everyone's going to want to make stuff differently, and I totally get that. What I'm giving you are the ingredients, are the really great ingredients for hopefully Christmasing yourselves up. So we've got wreaths, we've got all sorts of different wreaths. Don't forget as well, we've also got the instructions for the double-sided, the fabric star. I called it Arthur's star because we lost Arthur the day we did that show. So that's Arthur's star. And then I'll show you how to do the raggedy wreaths. I'll show you how to do your more sophisticated wreath there. We've also got these panels, these kitty cat panels there, with a 1/2 meter of red as well for you. So if you want to kitty cat your Christmas up, then please do. No one's bought me a show box. Can't show you anything. Maybe I'll have to ring someone and say, please, 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 can you bring me my box? My box of goodies. Yay, Christmas, says Pam. I know. So I've made new friends down at the floristry wholesalers. They might have described me as mad. Can't argue that. Which is fine. I'm totally comfortable with that. And yeah, they keep saying, bring us what you make, show us what you make. Are you sure you want all? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we need all of this. We need it all, because this is the thing. If you have to source these things individually, it's hard, you know. So I just thought, let's just find lots of goodies and go for it. Ooh, I'm late, says Elizabeth. It's all right. I still don't have my box. I don't know how many times I can say that before somebody might actually bring it to me. I've got some fabrics though. Shall I show you some fabrics before that? You never know. You know what it is, don't you? I've tasked them with pricing up all the ribbons. There's a lot of ribbons. So throughout the show, keep an eye on the website, which is www.natashamakes.com, because the ribbons are all going to be loaded as we go. A lot are already up, but I might have got bit overexcited with ribbon. I'm selling them in 5 meter lengths, because quite frankly, what are you going to do with anything less than that? Let's start with Christmas fabrics. These are by the 1/2 meter. We have not cut these, so if you want longer lengths, if you're doing Christmas tree skirts or anything like that, then you can. We will cut these to order for you. Right, so let's start without further ado. Here are your snowflakes on red. I mean, you can't go wrong with a snowflake on red, can you really? That's going to go beautifully with your kitty cats by the fireside behind me. Now, if you would like them reversed, now imagine doing your star, your fabric star, in those, because with the fabric star you need a light fabric and a dark fabric. And then if you are going kitty cats by the fireside, look at the complementary kitty cat fabric. Yeah, kittens in stockings. Does it get any better than that? Does it? Does it? Does it? I don't think so. And also poinsettias, very, very Christmassy. So I've gone all Christmas for that. And then snowmen. Yeah. Hey there, snowman. And then your Christmas baubles all over the place, baubbling all over the place. Like I say, these are by the ½ metre. And then your Christmas sleighs. They're quite fun, aren't they? Yeah. So they are all on the website. We'll come back and have a look at those. The other thing to mention, of course, as well, is the organza, and this is what I used in the raggedy wreath. So you've got a metre, I think it's by 35 centimetres, of your blue, your gold, and your red. That's what we used yesterday on the show. They're rather lovely, aren't they? I like to wrap presents in that. And then your velvet fat quarter bundle, because I love velvet at Christmas. So you get a fat quarter of each in your green, your Christmassy red, your beautiful royal blue, and then your midnight blue there. So if you fancy having a go with some velvet, why not? Pop it in your basket. Give it a good go. Right, I'm going to have to ring someone now and ask them to get me my box. Get me my box. Bear with. Dee. I forgot my box. Ah, thank you. Do you know which one it is? Inga's in the warehouse. All right, thank you. Bye. They're on their way. Oh, yeah. It's all good fun, isn't it? We'll get there. Oh, we found Joshua Quilt in other news. Ah, she's not in the warehouse. Oh, thank you, Inga. Thank you. It is the right one. Socially distance. Fabulous. You see, this is today's show. Yes. Oh my goodness, there's so much in here. If we're also talking fabrics, this was meant to go up in price. It was a deal of the day the other day. If you are someone that likes Christmas fabrics that aren't in traditional Christmas colours, then can I introduce you to Riley Blake's ones with your matching plaid and your stags. And I've done that at a ½ metre heaven price. That's just £9.99, which it shouldn't be. You are saving a huge amount on that, because this should have been £7.20 per ½ metre. So something like that. So there's a whopping great big saving on this. There we go. So but I will have to put the price up after today. I just suddenly thought that was a bit mean to put the price up on a Christmas show. So I've held that one for today, but I can't afford to do it any longer. There aren't very many left anyway, so if you want that, please do grab it. Okay, now, ingredients for Christmas. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah. Do you remember Michelle that came in to do the leather wallets? Her and I first became friends over a holly wreath. We've got loads of holly in our garden and around the fields, and we took a great big, with those big blue IKEA bags, and we filled it with holly and we made our own wreaths. I'm not kidding you, my hands were wrecked, absolutely wrecked. I think I was still on maternity leave. Yeah, Emily must have been really super tiny. because I didn't have to go to air with absolutely ravaged hands. So I can't do that this year, because if I come with like slaughtered hands, people will be like, weird. So it's got to be a bit safer. So I'm going to show you how I've made velvet holly leaves and all sorts of stuff using things like florist's wire and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got all sorts of goodies. I've found you reindeer moss. I've found you moss, sheeted moss. Now you can stick a needle through, you can sew this, it's backed. I've only got a few sheets of this, but let me show you. So if you're creating sort of winter wonderland scapes, or you want to do trees or anything like that, or you want to actually cut that out and make it into a Christmas tree, then it is backed. So you can get a needle and thread through there. I don't know how it goes through the sewing machine. I haven't tried it yet. I really should, shouldn't I? I really should. But there's no reason why you couldn't fold it in half, cut yourself out a Christmas tree, and glue them together. I mean, it's that. I guess what I'm trying to do, I know that predominantly you watch because you sew, but I know a lot of you are multi-crafters, and I know a lot of you will want to extend your repertoire for Christmas, and that creating also, gorgeous Christmas table runners, all of that, of course, that all comes into Christmas, but also creating things for the home to create that atmosphere is, I think, super special. So I've tried to cover a lot of tastes. I know that when I put up the raggedy wreath, it was quite divided. There were those that were like, I love these, and those that were like, nah, not to my taste. Absolutely fine. But then, some people would just want something simple and elegant like that. Let's personalize. Let's make it exactly what we want. And also, so if we're going along the raggedy wreath way, then what about these? I love this. But I know it won't be to everyone's taste. And that is just using ribbon and a very small-headed screwdriver, not going to lie, to create that with a polystyrene ball. And we've got those on the show today as well. I think that's really pretty. Now, some of you might want to use organza with that, make it out of organza. Some of you might want to use different ribbons. Some of you might want to use your Christmas fabric. Some of you might be like, no, that's not for me. It doesn't matter. I'm just giving you options. Like I say, this will all be on the inspiration sheet, which I shall produce somehow. Right, let's see who's with us this morning before we crack on, shall we? Let's have a look. Lots of you here this morning. We've got Francis and Tina, hello. We've got Natalie and Lorraine, hello. And Michelle, she says, yay, Christmas, good morning. And Barbara as well. My friend Peter thinks I'm absolutely nuts doing Christmas in, what month are we? August. Took me a while. It was only my birthday last week. I mean, I can't really forget these things, can I? Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Jay and Dor. Hello. And Susanna as well. Good morning from a rainy Liverpool. It's horrible, really horrible. Good day for staying in and crafting. Morning, April. What's it like down in Australia this morning? Do tell us. And we've got Linda and Marie. Hello. And Colette. Hello. And Agnes and Francis. Oh, Tamworth. Oh, you're just up the road from us. And Deborah and Lisa, good morning. Christmas in August, yay. And Julia as well, hello. And Barbara and Stephanie as well. I still haven't worked out what this someone so-and-so is watching you. Bring them on camera. I have no idea how to do that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, goodness knows what could happen if I press that blue button. Marianne's here. Hello. She's got a wet day in Essex as well. And Jennifer, hello. Oh, Donna's blustery in North Devon. Yeah, it does that. I had days working on a yard on the coast of Devon. I was Heartland, so it's quite exposed there anyway. And there would be days when I'd be on the hill and I couldn't walk. You'd just stand like this, whoop, into the breeze and just be like, oh. Fun times. Sharon's there, Jennifer there. I'm here, but also in a conference call with the boss, so I'm muted. Some would say that was a bonus. My husband generally, but it's fine. Audrey's here, hello, and Sue and Jane, hello, 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 and Beverly, good morning, good morning. Yeah, it's raining everywhere, isn't it? Leslie and Anne, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, wet and windy in Wokingham. I think you just made that up to make me say things that I probably can't say very quickly. Wet and windy and Wokingham. Yes, yeah, I can't say it again. And Stephanie and Pat and Catherine, hello, hello, hello. And Kathleen, and who else have we got this morning? Yeah, you see Rainy in Norwich as well. Natasha makes and Christmas in one place. Yes, Sue, we are. We're all here. Happy Christmas from wet and windy South Wales. Hello, Natalie. Nice to have you joining us. A wet and windy Barnet. Yeah. And that's just before you go outside. Wanted to thank you again for all your help earlier this morning. You're amazing. My absolute pleasure. I have no idea what I've done, but oh yeah. Oh, for the yeah. Absolute pleasure. No problem at all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Within minutes. First search I did, my supplier was like, yeah, we've got that. Brilliant. Valerie and Mandy and Sue. Oh, a glum and stormy Staffordshire. We don't want that, do we? Eliza Jane. Hello from a sunny Exeter. Well, hang on a minute. We had a wet and windy Devon a minute ago. Forgot to say it's a soggy good morning from Nuneaton. Pam, it's horrible, isn't it here? Absolutely horrible. Weather for ducks, great weather for ducks. Oh, we get to pick up our ducks in a couple of weeks. We're getting some rescue ducks. And I had a whole rigmarole of you have to take a photo of your duck house and your duck enclosure and everything else with your name and your postcode and everything else to check that you're, legit for the ducks. And I've also got a solar powered, I don't know if that'll work on a day like today, a solar powered panel thing for the electric fencing, for the duck electric fencing, so that we don't have any more Mr. Fox incidences. We do not want a rerun of that. It's very off-putting when I come to air. Yeah, so I will keep you posted for duck updates. They're my favourite birds. Closely followed by peacocks. Alison, good morning. Multitasking, watching you, sewing advent calendar and listening to a song I'm learning for a virtual choir called The Collective. Should be fun. Oh, yeah, lovely. Ems, who works for us, she's in a choir. Hello. So good morning, everybody. I think the general consensus is it's wet and windy and we're better off in here, quite frankly. So we've had a look at fabrics, we've had a look at sewable mossed sheets, which is weird and wonderful, all in one fell swoop. I love brown paper. It sounds like some sort of weird admission, doesn't it? Hello, my name's Natasha and I like brown paper for wrapping Christmas presents, and I reckon over the years I've saved myself a fortune wrapping in brown paper, but then embellishing with beautiful ribbons and lovely tags and things like that. And this year I've upped the ante, very much upped the ante. So Fred's going to be really disappointed, isn't he, when he realises that this is in fact an empty box. But look, how sweet is that? And the snow has arrived. We're going to be playing with all of these things. Like I say, it's for you to decide what sort of things you fancy having a go at, as to what products you get. But do take a look, do study the website, because there's a lot on there this morning. We will make a wreath. Should we start off with the wreath? Should we do that? Now on the website, what I've got are different size wreaths. Let me show you. Here we go. So you can start off with an 8-inch wreath. That's your 8-inch. So that's the size that your 8-inch one will come out at. So if you just want the frame and you've got all your ribbons or what have you, then just grab yourself that. If you want 10-inch, got 10-inch. And if you want 12-inch, I've got 12-inch too. Get me, I've got all the sizes. And then also, if you wanted a heart one, how beautiful is that? Hang on. How beautiful is that? because I know that a lot of you will go, actually, I've got, you know, I like to do the raggedy wreaths for, you know, out of beautiful fabrics, maybe like cave fabrics or something for all year round. So I thought I would, whilst I was wreathing it up, I would get a heart one. I think it's fabulous. So basically you can pick whichever size wreath you want. I've also got, also, I don't know where to put all these, polystyrene ones. Yay! Didn't manage to get many of those though, so if you want those, do be quick. And then you see you could do that sort of thing and that sort of thing all the way round. But I've also got, so if you wanted to do matching, then bear with. Oh, I've got all the toys this morning. Ooh, bit of flesh there, you didn't need to see that, did you? 5 polystyrene balls. I think they work out at £1 or £1.20 a ball, something like that. And that was what I used to make that. I'll show you how. It's very, very easy. But then you can then go on and do an entire wreath like that, should you wish. And then what else have we got? What else we got in here? Do you want to see the ribbon actually that I did? I just get myself a bit hooked up on my wires because I got ready in a bit of a rush. This was the ribbon that made this. Look, it's beautiful. It's made in Thailand. I've called it a blue filigree. Yeah, I got all the words this morning. It's, isn't it gorgeous? So again, you can grab 5 meters of this if you wish. Yeah, this one isn't wide. It's just got glittery edges. I mean, seriously, how beautiful is that? And all I've done is cut off tiny little bits and stuck them in a polystyrene ball. Shall I show you? Come on, let's have a go, shall we? Literally, oh, hang on a minute. Ah, here they are. About 2 inches, if that, and I really was not very cautious about how I cut them. Just like that. Chop off as many bits as you like. And then, in order to make this, let me find I was going to leave myself a bald bit. Here we go. I did leave myself a bald bit. All you do, so this is my bald bit. I have yet to poke anything through. And I just, now you could do this with a wooden skewer, or if you want it to stay in and never ever come out. I mean, I'm giving that a bit of a tug there, and it's not coming out. I found a tiddly tiny screwdriver. I was looking for my awl, my tailor's sewing awl. Couldn't find it, laid my hands on this. I don't know what I've done with it, that's so annoying. So all I did was get my piece of ribbon, like so. Are you ready for this? It's very technical. And I did that. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm not writing instructions for these. I will just give an inspiration sheet. Ready, steady, push. Now I know some of you will do this with glue. It's entirely up to you. But basically find a bare spot, lay that over the middle of it and poke. The other thing that I did, I don't know if you can see around here, you can see some little glittery things. I thought glittery pins and stuff like that would be quite pretty just to put through. And in that case, all I did was fold it that way and then get my pin and just do that. And then as I poked that in, that then ruffled, so you got to then see the silvery bit, but then you also got the bit of the pin as well. I haven't got any space to pop that in now. It's all done. Oh hello, I haven't poked that one in enough. Get in, get in. And that was all I did. And so you could make your entire wreath like that. And I would then pop a beautiful set of candles in the middle. And then it would sparkle on all your sparkly bits there. or whatever ribbon you choose to go with. It's entirely up to you, but how easy is that? And how effective does that look? And then I chose to just use the ribbon as that, but it's super, super light. So that's not going to, you can have some sizable balls, darling. Hey, around the bottom of your Christmas tree without weighing it down. Or you could put it onto tinsel and have it as alternative bunting, or you could have it on the middle of your hearth and have swags. Oh, you could do all sorts of stuff. It's exciting. It's very exciting, isn't it? So that is your polystyrene option. But also, if you want to, put a dab of glue in the middle of that fabric as you push it in, and that will hold it so it will never come out. Or you can use, with these polystyrene ones, what I've done before is get your baubles, take the metal end off, and then just twist around some florist wire and stick it in, and you can make a whole wreath of baubles, and then you can tie your bows and pop those in as well, which is very, very expressive with a very small screwdriver. Let's put that away. Right, there you go. I might have to do a matching one of those. It's just so pretty, isn't it? The ribbons are gorgeous. There's also one with dogs on, which is being loaded probably as we speak. Now, I thought that if you wanted to do your own wreaths, then that's absolutely fine. And I thought I would show you some of the ribbons that we've chosen. And I have examples. It's my homework, my sparkly homework. So I've got limited numbers of these. This, ooh, sparkly. I think that's 60 mil. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of a bit see-through. Are you going to manage to wrap a wreath? Yeah, I am. Because look at that. There it is, wrapped. So if you want yourself a super sparkly silver wreath, there you go. And so out of your 5 meters, if you wrap it, and I was very generous with how I wrapped it, you would have that. So you also would then have plenty for a large feature bow. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Exhibit A large feature bow. Yeah. So that was why I went with those lengths. So there are lengths, 5 meter lengths of those. It got me a lot of wreaths now, haven't I? A lot of wreaths. That I'm going to have to do stuff with. But this is also good fun to do with the kids as well. So when Freddie gets back from visiting his grandparents, how exciting is that? How much have I missed him? Oh my goodness, he's never stayed away before. And he's been staying with my mum and dad before he goes back to school. There we go. So that's your silver. Rather lovely. And like I say, that's sold by the 5 meters. Yeah. So that is that. Gosh, it is getting a little bit crowded, isn't it? Let me pop those down there. Bends and knees. Then we've got, this is pretty as well. So these are wired, by the way. So they've got a very light, tiny wire. You can just see through here. So if you're making, there you go, there. So if you're making bows or anything like that with them, what I love about them is that the gold is the same both sides, or especially with this one, same with the silver. So you haven't got that thing whereby if you make a bow, actually there isn't the pattern one side. I hate that. This is great therefore for bow making. And if you want to wrap your wreath, then that is what it looks like. You get that sparkle, sparkle, sparkle all the way around, which is rather lovely. And again, you can see I've wrapped and wrapped and wrapped and wrapped at the top there, so I didn't cut it. And that is enough for a feature bow again. Okay, so you've got 5 meters, and this was the largest size wreath as well. So that was the other thing. So this is your 12-inch wreath. So I thought if I had enough fabric, go big, go home, right? If I had enough fabric to wrap that wreath, then, and still have enough for a feature bow, then whatever other smaller size, you're going to have loads. You're going to have loads. For the kits that I've got to make these, so if you just want to make one little wreath, then with full instructions, then go for that kit. That's on the website, and that will come with full instructions as to how to do it, all step by step, all photographed, all good to go. And that's, you know, that might be your very first foray into the world of wreath making. The last, oh, where's the other one? Quite done with it. I've forgotten that as well. Do you know what? This morning I got so involved in reindeer moss, I've forgotten everything. Let me show you this one. Again, this is 5 meter length, and it did wrap up beautifully. Look at the sparkle. And again, it's got that wire through the edges so that you can manipulate it, can wrap your bows with it. It is less sparkly on one side. You've just got your satin on the one side and your sparkle on the other. And again, in 5 meter lengths. And then the last one to show you is this one here. And again, in 5 meter lengths. So it's sort of like a very posh Hessian with a gold sort of hint through it. But again, I'm limited on the numbers. I got everything that they had at the wholesalers, every single one. And she just looked at me as I emptied her display basket, went, "Yep, we'll have that, thanks." She's like, are you sure? Yep. It's coming with me. This poor woman who's obviously been hit quite badly by Corona because everyone's cancelled all their events, with her beautiful floristry wholesalers, and there's me going, "Well, take the lot, thanks." So she's my new best friend. There we go. And out of this, let me show you, just to get you an idea of the 5 meter length. So I mean, that is a big old bow, right? There's a lot of bowage going on there. I don't know the technical term. I have before done entire hour-long shows just making bows. It's true. Other fun facts you didn't know about me, right? I can make bows for hours. And then, so I also had enough to wrap the wreath and also to have an ample hanger. Big bow. Yeah. And then I decorated this one with cinnamon sticks and bows and bells and all sorts of gorgeousness, quite frankly. So if you want to be able to and embellish, this is the thing. So I don't necessarily go over the top with my Christmas decorations. I do have a friend that spends 3 days decorating his house. I've got another friend that will also denude the florists and spend 5 days decorating her house. Bigger house, it's fine. So some people I know do go absolutely all out. But consider this your starting point. And then move on from there to, if you want to whack a million bows on there, you bow it up. If you want to put 10,000 bells on there so it jingles all over the place, do it. Do it. Enjoy it. What I want to provide for you are those ingredients. Okay, so if you want to make something like this, then pick which size. I love the bells. I could have gone for just your plain old jingle bells, but these are Liberty bells. They're really sweet. Do you want to see? Look, they are. They're the proper little Liberty bells. Just beautiful, jingling away all over the place. There we go. Jingle, jingle, jingle. So we've got that. So pick your ribbon and pick which size wreath you want to do, and then, like I say, if you want to make this one, then we'll make this one together and I will show you how. And you get absolutely everything you need in your kit. Some will have this Hessian jute, some will have the other that I'm going to show you in a minute. So I'll make with both, and then, yeah, you'll get one or the other in your kit. And then I've shaped, look at this, I've shaped your velvet leaves. Took a bit of advice from the old florist on this. She gave me some ideas and tips. And there are your bells. And we're all good to go. And isn't this pretty? This is actually, look, you can see the ribbon on the back there. Actually glitter fronted ribbon. And then you've got your little jingly bells. But for me, I'm like, oh, that's enough. And I know that lots of you are like, and you can add baubles and this and that and the other. Yeah, you can, if you want to. But this might be your first foray into the wonderful world of this. So let me show you two things. Firstly, if you want this sort of greenery, and this is not bog brush, what is it? Something brush, pinus something brush. I'm no gardener. Inga will watch this back later and shout at me the correct Latin name. She gardens. And my mum might as well. Yeah. So, what I have done is this. So, bearing in mind, you will get 6 strands. So, imagine those 4, and also I've obviously used a couple there. You'll get the full amount. And ooh, they come out quite easily, if slightly lively. And you just take all of that twisty stuff off it. Take it back to how you want it to be. So you could even separate these out so that they are individual if you want, for me. So they're all based around wire, so you can bend the wire to put them onto whatever you want. So maybe that's going to be on the mantelpiece or whatever, with big feature bows or whatever it is. But you've got, or if you wanted that all the way round your wreath and then to put bows and what have you on, then that's entirely up to you. But you will get 6 prongs of the brush stuff. That isn't bog brush, but that's now all I can think, or basil brush or any of that in the kit. So this is the greenery kit. All right. So if you wanted to embellish like this, you've also got, and I hadn't realized how expensive proper real cinnamon sticks were, but they smell amazing. So this is proper dried cinnamon sticks so it's curled bark off the cinnamon tree, and you're gonna get 12 widgets of this. I don't know what the proper name is. Twirls, twist, quills, I don't know. So 12 of those in your pack as well, and they smell amazing. And I'll just show you how I did. I just did 3 little bits, and I'll show you how I made those. So you get 12 of those, which would make 6 of the double things. I'm so descriptive. You get 12 of your Liberty Bells. So you get 12 of those and 6 of these little pre-made, because they're so tiny to make, little diamante rosette flowery things. And then you get a whole shebang of, again, another technical term, of your double-ended berries. Because what you're also getting in this bundle is a fat quarter of holly felt. So you can make all your own holly leaves. You can do all of that. What I've also added in, and this is kind of your secret weapon with this, is this. And this is super fine rose wire. Okay, so when florists do corsages, they will put this through the roses to hold their shape. It's incredibly fine. You can sew with it. It's incredible stuff. But also if you just want to thread it through your bells and just put 3 of those together and then twist it so as they jingle, but you can't really see it, then you've got that option. Okay, and that's what I've used. Also, this super, super, super fine wire is what I have used to shape the velvet there, the velvet holly leaves there, and also to tie the brush on to the wreath so that you can't see it. I mean, nobody looked at that at any point and went, I can see all the wire she's used. Nobody did. And you had it on a close-up. So that's what's holding it exactly in place. So you've got a good handful of that in there as well. So that's a big bundle. You've got all of this felt. Now bear in mind that normally a 30 centimetre by 30 centimetre piece of felt, 5 of those would be £9.99, and you've got a massive piece of green felt like that in your kit with all of these berries, double-ended berries, wire berries. Oh my goodness, you're going to be able to make so many. Now I've also got for you, if you just want to make a whole load of berries and holly bush berries, then I've got a full half metre of felt if you're really going to go crazy, because you might want to just do, or you could make holly leaves out of your felt and with all your berries, because you get all your berries as well. You've got that option, and do that on your polystyrene one, or stick it onto your wreath there, or just have it as Christmas decorations or name labels. It's up to you. But I provide, like I say, providing all the ingredients for you, and I've tried to source some slightly different things for you as well. But this is your greens and your reds and your golds. So that's your traditional Christmas there, if you want to go for that, and that will go beautifully. That would, that could easily do a couple of wreaths there, because you would easily pay £25 for a made wreath, easily. So the fact that you can grab yourself a couple of wreaths, some wire, and get cracking with that would easily do you 2, if not 3. And then you can add other bits and bobs in as and when you like. Right, shall we make this then without further ado? Let's start off with a nice simple make. I'm going to pop on my glue gun. Yeah, I will for this, but I also want to show you some other glue options that I've got for you. Now, when I first started paper crafting, I remember looking at glue going, I went onto one website, there were over 90 different types of glue. I freaked out and didn't buy any of them. Glues are like threads, like needles, like anything else. It's the right glue for the job. So with these, you can use the glue that I've got for you later. You can also use the hot glue, and I've got glue guns. I've got a handful of glue guns for those of you that are going, oh, actually I could do with one of these. Emma's this morning, she's like, I think I need a glue gun. I'm like, I think you do. So I'll get one for her. If you bought your Powertex glue, then you can use that on some of this, but just bear in mind it's going to take longer to cure. It's going to take longer to actually, it will hold it, but you're going to have to clip it and let it dry. Whereas the bonus of a hot glue gun is that it dries so quickly. So that's why for today I'm going to use the glue gun. It does just have to heat up. And I've gone back to my little one. I've got the really big one that's cordless. it annoyed me, and actually having this plugged in all the time just meant it didn't lose power. The other one kept losing power. So let's just see when that heats up. Whee! I can stick, when you need to put on a new glue cartridge, just put a little bit of glue on the end of the one that you are putting in. Just melt it a little bit. You can just melt that with the end of your glue gun. Poke it through and glue it onto the old glue stick that's going through. I've left that a bit late, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to work, but we will give it a go. Also, it needs to heat up a bit. We can but try, right? We can but try. That needs to heat up. We'll let it heat for a minute. So when you get your kit, we're done with it. Here it is. Haha. This is how it will come. All your bits and bobs in a little packet. Put your green velvet to one side. Pop it to one side. And then your wires as well. Pop to one side. Your ribbon, you don't need that yet. Keep that out. Your bells you can put to one side as well. And all of that. Right. But what you do need is whatever hessian or jute or whatever you've got in your kit. Now, as I made this one with the plaited one, I'm going to make the other with the hessian wrap. It really doesn't make any difference. It's just what I could get hold of at the time. So you'll get 2.5 meters of either, and I wanted to show you just how to start it off. So all I would do is fold it over, wrap it over the top, and then when your glue gun is working, just pop we have liftoff, a line of glue along there. And fold it over, and that will hold. Okay, so you can't even really see it. You can't even see where that glue is, but that will hold it. And then you start to wrap. And what I've said in the instructions is wrap so that you're kind of covering it by at least 1/4. Watch me do some awkward back to front for the camera wrapping, and just take it round like that. And you can see it's really rather beautiful. And so you can sew onto this. If you'd wanted to and you didn't want to glue the back of it, you could just sew it. You could just sew it in place if you wanted. But let's crack on with this. So like I say, you've got 2.5 meters. So depending on how, if you go over by about 1/4, you've got loads. Even up to possibly 1/2, you're going to have loads. And round it comes. I just wanted, you don't really see all that much of the base, so I just wanted to just have a nice natural background for it. And we'll make this one from scratch, and then we'll look at embellishments. I've had so much fun doing this show, and I'm really worried that I'm going to forget one of the gorgeous ideas that I had, and I'll go to the show, I'll finish the show and be like, I forgot to do that. I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. So I just, if I look a little bit distracted, I'm just trying to remember everything that I wanted to do. But nothing gets wasted, and do take a look on the website, because I haven't even got to all of the gorgeous kits that we've put together for you, and I will show you how to use all of them in a minute. Just bear with me, okay? We'll do one little bit at the time. but I am limited on numbers on some of them, so do take a little look. So, and I'm just tugging it tight as I go round. I took this back to the florists actually. You know, when you sort of go in a bit sheepish because obviously they're professionals. I'm not a professional florist. And went, have you got any more of this, please? And they're like, oh, it's so pretty. And they were very kind about it. So just chop off your end bit. Enough for a ribbon there. And again, just glue or sew that back piece on. Just watch your fingers with the hot glue, won't you? Proper health and safety. There we go. And that is the starting point of your wreath. Easy peasy, anyone can do this. And actually this is a really lovely project to do with the kids as well. Really lovely. Because yeah, it's just really accessible. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is take our gold leaf. Now, again, if you want to use your Powertex, if you've already bought that, you can. And again, it will glue all of this. This is a fabric glue. It's a fabric hardening glue as well, so it will give it body. For speed, I'm going to use my glue stick, my glue. I started and finished in the place where I'm going to put holly. Okay, but all I'm going to do is have this in the center part and glue it in the center of it all the way around and get it stuck on my bracelet and everything else. So I'm just going to pop a little line of glue, and I won't do it all in one go. I will start it there and add it on a little bit at a time. The other glue that I've got for you, I've got you some pin flare glue as well, and that's in a bundle with some snow. But you could use your pin flare really well for this as well, and you could give some of these leaves a bit of lift and dimension. That's what the pin flare glue is great for, but I'll show you that in just a minute. And then you come round, and if you want to cheat, and if you want to save a little bit of this really pretty ribbon for something else, then just work out how big your leaves are going to be, and just don't do it on there because it sort of covers those bits. There we go. But this is all in your kit. Okay. So we get to this stage here. Okay. So this is my top bit where I finished wrapping, and then this is going to be the bottom bit here. Now I need some leaves. Okay. So oh, hang on, I've left it over here. In your kit, you get a template which we've scanned and put in. This is the original, drawn by my own fair hand. And you get velvet, and this is medium weight interfacing. Put your medium weight interfacing over your template. Get yourself a pen, or I use a Sharpie, and just draw around. I don't know if you can see, there's so much on the desk. I don't know if it'll let you see everything that I'm doing. Simply draw around the templates, all right? That's all I want you to do. Now your velvet and your interfacing is all cut to size. This really is an easy peasy beginner's wreath. And all you do, and if you've bought the extra felt, or if you've bought more of the velvet, then again, you know, you can just make as many of these leaves as you like. Or you can make your own and freestyle it. Now on there you've got a dashed line, which, copy or not, it just goes down the middle, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to put my little, I forgot I was going to, yeah, I've got so many bits and bobs down here. I'm going to put my my little iron on to heat up. Oh, by the way, you might see that I've always got my glue gun in a tray. It's because they always leak. They always leak little bits of glue. So tin tray or something like that works an absolute treat. Paintbrush for later. Oh, it's a full-on crafty session today, isn't it? So you'll have, on the non-shiny side, so the shiny side has your adhesion that you're going to stick on to the back of your velvet, just with a marker pen or a pencil or anything like that. That's absolutely fine. Get your velvet, fluffy posh side down. Actually, I'll do it over here. And, well, I'll do it here so you can see. And that's going to fit directly over the top. And what you'll see is that if you trace it like I have, you've got room for a couple of extra leaves. If you want to do the thing of threes, then you've got that to do. But before I pop the iron on here, you're going to get these super, super tiny, don't know if I wiggle them, if you can just, if the light just catches them, your rose wire, your florist's wire, and you are going to put that where that dashed line is. Okay. Oh, the heart wreath is sold out. Well done, guys, if you've got that. And just where that is, I'm going to press. I'm going to take it over to my pressing mat. Press that down. If you want to use your pressing mat, then do over the top. And then the next one, pop your wire through it. Now this is very malleable, so you can bend it into the correct position. Whoop. But when you iron on your interfacing, it holds it. And the other nice thing about the interfacing is that what that will do is stop your velvet from fraying. Obviously, if you want to do any extra leaves, draw them on and stick your wire in before you do that. You've got a few extra spare bits of wire. So let me pop those into position. Dink, dink, dink. And like that. Just going to put a pressing cloth over the top and press all those into position there. There we go. Now, just check that's all taken. If not, just yeah, we are all good. Now, I guess what you could do, I haven't, hang on, before I do that, let me just try a little bit. What I haven't tried is the interfacing on the back of the felt. Maybe I won't do it on a massive, great big piece, but on a smaller piece. I don't know if it will melt it or not, or if you do it on so that you can do the same effect. Oh, helps if I actually put it on the right way. Okay, so I wouldn't go with a really hot iron, but that's gone on okay. So if you want to do this, same technique with your felt, then you can, but just please use a pressing cloth and don't go in with a really hot heat. Just go in with a medium heat. But again, you can do this. Then get your scissors and cut out your leaves. So on the website, you've got a 1/2 meter of felt if you want to make felt leaves. And then you've got it for next year, because as much as the real heather one looked, the real holly wreath that I made with Michelle looked gorgeous, by Christmas it was dead. The cat had pulled all the bits out of it, and I couldn't keep it for next year. So it took me a day to make it, pick everything, and no. This I will have for years to come and keep, and that's perfect. And also the kids can do this. They can do this cutting out bit and get them involved. And the beautiful tactile part of this velvet, and the fact that you can now manipulate and make that leaf whatever shape you want, so that people can see that beautiful velvet. I just want to touch, it's gorgeous. So do manipulate and have it, oh gosh, that weather's horrible out there, and have this however you want it. Cut out my little ones. These are just a guide. It doesn't matter if, oh dear, didn't stick me didn't stick my wire in far enough. Oh no, tell you what, I haven't pressed it. Hang on. I missed the edge of it. There we are. I'll repress that in a second. I'm sure you can do tidy cutting, but I did promise you this sort of always through. Like I say, just manipulate these leaves. There we are. Pop your wire through there. And actually press it in place this time. It's going to help, isn't it? There we are. All right. So now we have got, so we've got our wreath, that's all good. And now we've got, did you want a close-up of this, by the way? Let me show you these because they're lovely. There. So all that comes off, any fluff just comes off. But like I say, look, with that really fine, you can make them to any shape that you like, which is really gorgeous. And they won't fray because you've got that interfacing on. So once you get your fluff off, you're all good. Now, you can, this wire is you can just use your normal kitchen scissors to cut it if you don't want it. If you want to thread it through the Hessian base, then you can, and kind of sew them into place, then you can. Or just get your paper scissors or your kitchen scissors and just chop them off. And then you've got more to use, haven't you, later on other ones. Okay. So then, glue gun, decide how you want these to look. Pop them into position. I just did a couple of little leaves, a couple of larger leaves, and then just glue them on. Now again, this would be a good one to use your pin flare glue with as well, because that will help you give height. And I'll show you that bundle in just a second. There we go. Oh, I'm concentrating, gone all quiet, sorry. There we go. So pop those wherever you want, like so. And then we come down to the bells. So I would use some more of the wire, and I would just thread on a few little bells. One, it's easier than finding a needle and thread, isn't it? She says missing them completely. 1, 2, 3, and then, hang on, let me show you here. So you've got those on, you've got your little Liberty Bells on, hold them down and then just twist your wire. And that's that in place then. Ding, 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 ding. And then if you want them so that they hang, then pop them down there. If you want them so that they're going to sit, I'm going to pop them just there. And again, I can either thread that through or I can just wrap it around, glue it in place. So if I wrap them there, I'll just put, well, by the time that I've glued 1, 2, 3 in place, that'll hold them. Now these are all, when you get yours, they might look a little bit ruffled, like that one. Just manipulate the leaves. You can just pull them around, because by the time they've been in the post and what have you, there you go, and there you've got a perfect one. So now I'll just pop a bit of glue on the back, and remember this is going to hold my wire in place. Move that one across a bit. Oh, the placement is so important, isn't it? Sometimes I get too busy chatting. There we are. And there you have it. So instead of berries, you've got lovely red flowers. And then with your remaining bells, what did I do? I just put them around here at various points, sort of strategically around the place. As many bells as you like. What I love about the bells is that they glisten. They glisten, they twinkle, and they're a bit lovely. You can sew these. Again, all of this you can sew if you want, or otherwise a little bit of glue will just hold them exact. Will just hold that bell in place. These make lovely gifts as well. Now these frames are, I think they're about like £1.25 if you want the actual wire if you want to make more of them. We've got bells, we've got ribbons, so you can create your own bundle if you want, or if you want all of the instructions and the full kit, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I've forgotten this or I've forgotten that. There we go. So that's all of that done and in place. And then the last little thing, what did I do with it? What did I do? I put it to one ah! Oh, here it is, right in front of me, right in front of me. Is just your hanging. I've also put in some beautiful gold, really fine. This is 3mm, and this is going up on the website as well if you want some more of this. This is 3mm, really fine gold ribbon, gold coloured ribbon, and you've got in a chunk of that to then either, I've left you enough so that if you want to sew it through the back, then you can. Or if you just want to glue it, just glue it. But let's just get out an embroidery needle with a big eye. And this is the joy of the Hessian. And then on the back, all I'm doing is popping my needle through there. And then just knot it off to whatever length you want. I'd go longer, you can always make it shorter. And pull it down so the knot is just down there. And there it is. There's your wreath. Ding, ding, ding. Made for your very eyes. There we go. So the kits are on the website. If you want to make those, the kits are on the website. If you just want the wreaths and you've got your own wire and your own ribbon and all that kind of stuff, then great, go for that. Right, let me find you now all the other stuff that is in my show box. Oh yeah, this was the other thing. These are also great Christmas kits and Christmas gifts. So these make beautiful tree decorations. These are the Corin Lapierre Gift of the Year Felt Rocking Horse kits, and they're just gorgeous. So if you fancy a little bit of hand stitching, I still have just a handful of these left. Also, if you're someone that likes felt, then can I really recommend Corin's beautiful, beautiful wool mix. So you've got, this is your Scandinavian Christmas, and you've got all of your different colours that you need for your Christmassy makes in there. They're all on the website. But if you are crafting with felt, then that is a fabulous one to have. Also on the website, I've got a few pom-pom trims in red and green, just a few of those left. They were on at a ridiculous price because this plastic keeps snapping in the post. So I thought, you know what, guys, just have it at a great price, and hopefully you won't mind if the plastic snaps. I've also got for you, if we're looking at fabrics, a Moda Fat Quarter bundle. I've only got a handful of these, and they are all in your beautiful Christmassy colours. But look at this. They're a bit special because they ombre. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How beautiful is that? So my thought on this was, get your stripology out and cut it into super fine pieces, like little 2-inch squares, and then use them on your baubles. It'd be gorgeous, and you'd get an ombre bauble if you were careful about how you did it. I thought that would be amazing. So you've got the ombre there in your cream, you've got the wine red cream, you've got this beautiful blue. Oh, it's like Christmas snowy skies, isn't it? How beautiful is that? I only have 8 of these. That's all I've got. That was all I could get my hands on. And I absolutely bit the hand off and went, yep, I'll have it. Thank you very much. So this is the green. And again, that beautiful ombre. Yeah. Now, what I put aside, of course, some of this to demo with, which I've left in the other room again. Go me, go me. Honestly, because I wanted to make you some Christmas trees out of it, because I thought it would look gorgeous. Right. Let's talk glue again, shall we? Because we're now leaving fabrics aside for a minute, and we're going to do toppers. Now, whether this is going to be place settings, whether it's going to be name tags, whatever it needs to be, Pinfair glue is phenomenal. So it's a silicone glue, but it doesn't have the smell. Trust me, I tried to buy cheap silicone glue, thinking, oh God, Pinflair, oh, I love it and I get through it, must be a cheaper way of doing it. I wasted my money because other stuff smells. This is odorless. It's silicone free, but it's like using a silicone glue. You get that effect of using a silicone glue without the silicone. So if you are allergic to silicone, this is safe to use. It dries clear and it's easy to use. Now, the reason that I've bought this kit and not a refill is because you get the syringe and you also get this funny majibgery doobry thing. And let me show you how to prep your glue. So the very first thing that you will need to do is slide that over, dink, dink, dink there. And then you'll just use that as like a sardine tin key so that you get everything out of it. And then when you've finished with your glue, either get the refills or use that on your toothpaste tube, and then you get all the toothpaste out. How sad am I? Yeah. So take the lid off. Take that off. Take that off. Oof. Come on, you. There we go. Hold the tube in there and then just squeeze. Okay. If you're all set up with this, then you can obviously twist and load the glue in there. Now, pull that out, pop that to one side. When you store your glue, so that it's going to be safer, you don't come back to it for a little while, just push a little bit out the top and put the lid on, and that forms a seal then, that means that the rest of it doesn't dry out. There's nothing worse. You know when you use super glue and you can only use it once and you come back and it's just dried out? Stops that from happening. And then you put your, I mean, look, this is it. So it's just sitting in there. It's not a runny glue. This is a 3D glue, if you like. And then just push that up. And the same, when you come to store it, push it so that a little bit comes out of the end. And then pop your cap on. And that will then save everything in there from drying out. My top tip for you and glue. Also, as part of your bundle, you will also get Snow It. Okay, now Snow It is fabulous. This is going to give you your snow effect. It's a snow effect paste, and if you want to then throw glitter over the top, you absolutely can. It's really beautiful and easy to use, and this is the sort of effect that you will get. Okay, so let's have a look now at some of our other bundles and see what we can make, shall we? So, and I'm just playing, okay, I'm just having a little play, seeing what we've got, seeing what we fancy doing. With this, so these are on the website, and you're going to get, with this, 5 of these, and you're also going to get 5 little Liberty Bells, either gold or silver, you choose. You'll also get your florist wire. You can sew these on though as well, so that you can put your bell through there, or you can have that as your Christmas tree loop should you wish. But if you want to use your Snow It on this and make it snowy and put snow on all of those edges, then do it. Do it, do it, do it. That's absolutely fine. So that's one little bundle that I've got if you just want to make some really beautiful, I mean, these could be added on to tags or anything that you like, but you've got your little jingle bells there, and you've also got your florist wire, and of course your cut bits and bobs. If you just wanted the berries, they're on the website as well. If you just want those berries, those double-ended berries for making tags and stuff like that, I've got a couple up on there. Then go for that. Now, love this. I've put together a bundle. I think this might be my favourite bundle. Okay. I'm going to be like, what is she doing? She's gone mad. Possibly. But I'm not apologising at all for it because I really love it. So what I've got, so I'm just looking for my needle. Didn't put it straight back in my needle threader like I should have done, so it's probably somewhere. Right, so let me introduce you to this stuff. This, its actual name, and this is real live stuff. This is reindeer moss. How very appropriate. This is reindeer moss. It looks like mini trees. It's really gorgeous, and that is in your kit. You're also going to get some barky bits. Okay? And you get sort of 5 or 6 depending on the size of those. It's really hard to put kits, and then you also get forest moss as well. so you can decide how you want these to go. Also in the kit, you'll get 5 of the gold pre-made bows, and also a 100-piece Scrabble kit. Yay! So really too excited for Scrabble kits here. Just loving this. Just loving this. So yeah, I've got a handful of these kits that I've made up for you. I have no idea. I said to Emma this morning, part of me is really nervous about today's show because I've really enjoyed making all of these things, and I just don't know, because so many of you are sewists, whether you're just going to go, oh, Natasha, you're meant to be sewing, stop it. But it's not, it's Natasha Makes, so I can make anything, right? And this is what I really want to make. So because I've done a Freddie a little place, let's do Emily a little one. And I can start by, now if you want to work on a glass mat or whatever, do. Helps if I find the, oh, here it is. Where's my one? What have I done with mine? One of these is mine. And I don't know which one it is now. I've used such a tiny, oh, yeah, these were mine. I put these, I put these aside to be mine. So you can either go directly on, let me show you. You can either go directly on, and this is so fine, you see. So you can, when you get your tiles, you can just go over the top. Or if you want to just brush it on and get a snowy effect and dry brush it, then do. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go snowy ground, so squidge that on and then dry brush it, and it just washes out your brush afterwards. Do, 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 do. Can you tell I used to be a scenic artist? I'm having a lovely time. And then, again, get some of your moss, whichever moss you decide to go with. And if you want to pop a little bit on there, then you can, or just decide, arrange it however you want it to be on your little log. And this is where I would come in with the pin flare, okay, because this is just going to give you a workable base that, yes, it's going to take a little while to dry, but just pop a little bit on there. But that's going to hold that moss in place, okay, exactly where you want it to be. And I've only used a really tiny amount, but that's going to hold it. So what we've got now is that, now this moss is, the florist said that this had been sat in their florist shop for over a year, and it hadn't gone off or anything like that. So we've got a bit of snow. I don't know actually if I can put any what I haven't tried is putting any snow actually onto the moss. I guess the thing is, you'd just sort of put dibs and dabs on if you wanted, and then just brush. Who knows? Let's give it a go. Yeah, you can do that if you want. If you want to have snowy moss, then you can. And again, whilst it's wet, if you want to add glitter over the top, then do. Then you get your little name plates. I've got an E and an M for Emily McCarthy, or just the fact that we call her M. And if you want to just glue them together, that was what I found the best, was just to put a little bit of hot glue to quickly, this is why you need your different glues, just to quickly get that quick grab and that quick hold, because otherwise they're not going to be even when you put them onto your branch. There we go, M. And then I would just put a split splot of pin flare along the bottom, pop it onto your log, and this is where you can see there how sweet is that. And then a little bit onto the back of my bow there. If I want to add bells on, then I can. Bells are all available on the website. If I wanted to put a little bell just off the side, then I can. And then I can go in with my glue, with my Snow It rather, and put snow on top of her little tiles. It's got such a precise nozzle, and if I want to put a little bit of snow around the belt and drag that down, then I can. And if I want a little bit of snow to have fallen down the side, again, then I can. So we're at this point now. I've got a little bit of snow on my bell, I've got it on a little name, and then if I want to put some little berries on there, then I can do that. What I'll do is, what have I done with my one? Oh, this is my open one, excuse me for stretching. So these are, if you want to just put some little, if you twist the wire enough, it'll snap. And again, I would just go in there with a little bit of your pin flare, and then pop in a little bit of colour. One more for good luck. And there we have it. Either a place setting or a table, or a little name place, or a tag. I think that's super cute. I think that's so sweet. So we've got those kits for you. It is a 100 letter Scrabble kit, and again you get your 2 different types of moss. You get your wood bark, you get all of that in there, and your bows. If you want the glue and the Snow It, that is separate. And but it's so lovely, so lovely. So that's one for Emily. So you've got to treat them the same, haven't you? You can't do one and not do one and not the other. Right. The other thing that I wanted to show you were these kits. And these are really gorgeous as well. Can you imagine the little flip my tiny heart did when I discovered actual terracotta tiny pots? I mean, be still my beating heart. I was like, yep, that is coming with me. And I mean, this is like your most basic thing, okay? And what I would say is you've also got your moss in there as well. So stick a bit of moss in your pot as well, so it's going to look like it's got some filling in there. And you can glue your moss in. Stick a bit of that in there. That's all good. And then you can get your Snow It. And you can just go round and pop a little bit of snow. Oh, I'm concentrating. On each of the tips. And as you will be able to see when I show you in just a minute, it's it's sort of like a texture paste. You can use this in your stencils as well if you've got stencils. But as you can see, as I go round, how cute is that? Isn't that just so sweet? And how super simple. Like, you don't have to be some super duper professional crafter or anything like that to do this. You just have to be able to squeeze a bottle of Snow It. And that's it. So as much as we love our fabrics, and we do, there are so many other mediums to have a lot of fun with out there. And what I would do then is pop some of my glue on there. Actually, I should probably use the glue gun on that so that it dries quickly, so that I can finish it off for you. Pop it on there. Oh, how cute is that? And then once that's dry, and oh, that's on a bit of a slope. Oh no! It's on a slope. This is disastrous. Hang on, I just want to show you. Look! Look, look. How gorgeous is that? Right, once that's dried into its pot, then, and it's not on a slope, then I would just finish off those bits there. You also get bells in the kit, so if you want to pop a little bell on the top, then you can. Let's pop a little bell on the top. I want to pop a little bell on the top. Of course I do. Of course I do. I might have over-mossed that. What I will do is, there we go. Put that on there. This is why we need more than one type of glue. Pop my little bell on the top. Pop a bit of snow on my bell. Because I can, because I can. You could also write someone's initials underneath. There we go. So I'd finish off that. There we are. Finish off my glue. I've got a little jingly jingly bell. And then I'd finish off putting all my snowy bits on there. And I just think that's ridiculously cute. You know, you could set it with some more moss around there, or however else you wanted it to be. Just as a little decoration along the mantelpiece, hidden amongst greenery, just going to be gorgeous. It's just a little bit of fun. So that is one idea that I had. So you're going to get 3 little cones in with this kit as well. Let's pop my glue away. And your bells and your little pots. The other thing was, and I was going to use the very beautiful Moda fabric, but of course, what have I gone and done? Gone and left it in the other room. So instead, what I will do is just maybe use that felt. Is that the 1/2 meter? Yeah, I'm not going to use the 1/2 meter. I'll use the other one. And I would fold it, and I had out, what did I do with it? Ding, 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 ding. Which which one was it? Aha! If you've got a spiderweb creative grid, then this is going to work an absolute treat. If you haven't, don't worry, just draw a triangle. Very carefully move this over here. I've had a bit of a landslide. Okay, so all you need to do is get your felt. Go. Oh, got one right here. There we go. Cut and spin. And cut again. And cut your base. Now, how big do I actually want this to be? A little bit like that. Okay. So, all I've done is cut basically two triangles of felt. Now, you can have fun with ribbon. You can pop ribbon across it should you wish. I did have some, but it got taken away for loading onto the website. So imagine, if you will, this has got beautiful, ooh, hang on 1 second. Did I have any left? No, I have not. But you could put your ribbon across there. You can sew on your bells, plenty of bells on the website. Let me plug everything in down here so I can use my sewing machine. What? Gasp, shock, horror. She's actually going to sew something today? Yeah, why not? So if I were doing this now, if I was going to put ribbon on, I would put ribbon across it now so that it's going to be sewn in, and then put them right sides together. Or if you wanted to use your pom-pom trim, then pop your pom-pom trim in there so that that would then pop out when you sew it, when you turn it through. Oh, I have got a tiny, tiny bit of gold. There we go. Let me just pop this in so you can see what I mean. My blunt paper scissors. Ah, given my unicorn scissors. That'll do the job. There we go. And if you want to just hold that in place with a tiny bit of glue, then do. Or baste it or whatever. Just so that it doesn't shift around. Or you could use rickrack or whatever you want with this, and then just simply sew down both sides. And down that side. Trim off any edgy bits that you've got. Turn through the right way round. Get your poke tool. Now you could use this with fabric, you could do this with velvet, you could do this with any of your Christmas fabrics. Gently easing that up to the top. Go steady. You don't want to suddenly burst out. And then what you can do is turn that under And what I would do is, firstly, can you see you've got little ears. Chop those off. Now I'm thinking on the hoof here, no pun intended with the old unicorn scissors, but what I would do, you can stuff that if you've got any stuffing. Yes, I have. Put a little bit of stuffing in. And then also in your kit are these little sticks. These are real wood. I'm a real boy. Real wood, 10 centimetre wooden sticks. They're all the same length. And then I would pop that up into your little Christmas tree. You can hand sew or whatever you like along there, or turn it under if you want to, whip stitch along there. This is just to give you a little idea. And then sew that stick into place there. And then it can go into your little pot. How cute is that? And then have a jingly bell on the top, or jingle bells down there, or however you want it to be. Just have a play. Have a play with what you've got. See what you fancy. See what you fancy doing. I'm just going to be really naughty and glue that shut so that I can just get this made for you. How naughty is that? Don't sew it. Sew it together. Glue everything. She's gone glue crazy. And then I would put a little bit of my reindeer moss in there. Bink. In it goes. And then some glue on the bottom of my stick. And again, this can be your pin flare, this can be your hot glue. Stick that in there like so. You can sew on one of your jingly bells on the top. Remember, every time I glue, you can sew. Or maybe if you want to buy some little extra ones, you could sew them down the side. And there you have your little pot with your Christmas tree in. And then if you want to get really artsy about it, get your Snow It out and put some around the end of your pot. Just to give it that little Christmassy feel. Love this stuff. But decorate, put your sequins on, put your different size ribbons on, have a play with it. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? If you wanted to then if you wanted to have this as, I'm trying to balance this on a non-straight surface. If you wanted to get your little name things out and glue those on as well. Like so, you could do that, or you could put them onto there. Whatever you fancy, just have some fun with it. Have fun with it. So you get 10 of these sticks. You can also do raggy ones where you tie them on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, so much fun to be had today. Talking of raggy, I promised you, didn't I, that I would show you how to do the raggy wreath, because that's super simple too. With the raggy wreaths, I would cut my strips to about 9 inches. I did them an inch thick, so of course my Stripology ruler came into play, an absolute treat. And if you're doing this on a wreath, You literally take your 9-inch strips and double knot them on. It's that easy. Just double knot them on and arrange them at various angles throughout there. If you want to be super smart about it, then when you tie it, sort of make sure that your pretty bit is out there. The raggedy, the better. I used a lot of, I went in order. Freddie helped me with the one that I made up there. And we went in order. We had 6 different fabrics out and we went in order and we kept the order all the way around. Now with the organza, remember this is I think £3.50 or something for 3 meters. And you get a meter of blue, a meter of the red and a meter of the gold. But it just gives a different texture. I cut it at 1 inch thick, the whole width, and then I just trimmed it back because it does look a bit, it is longer, it does look a bit funny, but I just trimmed it back once it was, I gave it a haircut once it was made. And you just repeat that all the way around, and the end result with a few bells sewn in is that it's as simple as that. Whee, that's it. From that to that. With a few bells, or maybe you want to put some baubles through there, or bows, or whatever you want. But that's how you do the raggy quilts. Now, if you want to do with these extra sticks that you've got, if you want to make a little Christmas tree or anything like that, just tie your fabric on. And again, don't worry about the lengths or anything. I would probably starch it first, tie them on. And this is that beautiful Henry Glass fabric we had on yesterday. It was really lush. But what I found with this is that my stripology ruler has been just my best friend throughout all of these. So, I mean, this is just to give you an idea. You could use ribbons. Ribbons would look gorgeous if you did this as well. And you can do this with different strips. This is what I would be doing with my leftovers. The scraps that I thought were going to be destined for the bin. No, 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 no. Get them back out. And then all you would do, gosh, I've got myself in a bit of a mess again, haven't I? Don't mind me. I'd lay them out, I'd starch them, I would press them. So you've got all of those on there, and then you just cut them into a triangle and arrange them, and then you've got yourself a raggedy Christmas tree. So you've got that option because you've got your 5 little pots and everything else, so you can really create yourself your own little scene. And then what else have I got to show you? Oh yeah, so with your cinnamon sticks that you're getting in the greenery kit, what I would do with that is glue one onto the other into a sort of a cross. And again, this could be with your pin flare, this can be with your hot glue. If you want to then wrap bows or anything, obviously all of my ribbon has been taken to upload for you guys, which is really helpful, isn't it? And then you can either use thread or you can use your little metal things. Thread on some bells. I've got bells in all sorts of different shapes and sizes and whatnot on the website. Whoops. On the website. 1, 2, 3. It's the law of threes, isn't it? And then again, do that thing where you just twist it. Twist and twist and twist. And then what I did, let me show you, because that's all glued together now in a cross. Because I've twisted my wire, I've got a wire either side, one down there, one under there, and then you can pull it up as tight as you like, and you can actually arrange your bells. You can sort of twist your bells into whatever place you want them to be, and then just twist them shut at the back there, and then just either snip those off or just put them out of sight. And then all you need then is one of those glued on place or sewn in place. If you want to put a ribbon through, then do. And then a little bit of and there you go. And again, that can be a place setting. So if you wanted to, then you could put some initials on there. Oh, let's do that. Let's do one for the hubster. Whoops. So here we go. Bit of glue onto there. Bit of Miss Snowy stuff on there. Drizzle a little bit down there. And either a place setting or a tag or whatever you want it to be. It's just having these little things, isn't it? I mean, you'll probably come up with loads of stuff I hadn't even thought about, but it's just having it in the first place to play with. So I've got an essay, I've got my husband, I've got Steve McCarthy, I've got Freddie McCarthy, I've got an Emily McCarthy now to work with. Yeah, look. There was Emily's. There. And Freddie's was on the top of an empty box. He's not gonna be very happy about that, is he now? I'm just trying to think what else I had to show you today. Oh gosh, all sorts of things. I'm looking forward actually, to finishing off. Oof, that wasn't dry yet. To finishing off my little pot there. I think that's gorgeous. So just take a look on the website, see what you fancy. Do have a look at all of the Christmas fabrics as well on there because they're loads, and you'll be able to get a nice close-up of them on the website. Because we've got the sleighs, we've got the baubles, we've got all those sorts of things. And when you've got your fabric, obviously you can make tree skirts. You can use your scraps to then make your baubles. And then you have that theme throughout all those different colours. But you can also do this with all of your ribbons as well. So that was what I wanted to share with you today. Whether you're making wreaths, whether you're making the raggy wreaths, which you can then make your matching. There we go. Then it's entirely up to you. But do take a look. Like I say, the building blocks and the key ingredients are on the website for you. So a completely different kind of a show. We'll be back to sewing next week, I promise you. But I just wanted to have a bit of Christmas fun with you all today. So thank you ever so much for watching. Just a quick check to make sure that there's nothing that I've missed on here. I know we've had a few sellouts. Natasha, can you say hello to the Makes team? Yes, I can say hello to my Makes team. My Makes team have been very, very busy this morning. Oh, and following on from yesterday's show, we found the tartan for Josh's kilt. Yes! So we're going to make him a kilt. He's like, no, you're not. Ginny, your Braveheart comment tickled us all. We're now going to call him William from now on. Because he's Man Bunny, so she said it was very Braveheart. And how we laughed. How we laughed. So yeah, thank you so much for your humour and everything else. Yes, Elizabeth, I have been pulling out all the stops. Can you tell I like Christmas? Yeah, Sue says she's been using her stripology ruler and absolutely love it. Well, look, things like your scrappy, raggy doobity whatsits, and I would say do a little 2-inch square if you want to do your balls or your polystyrene wreath. Then that is all one. That's all one to do, and again a great excuse to get your stripology ruler. April says it's beautiful and sunny. And it's just after 7 p.m. now, so dark outside down in Australia. But thank you ever so much for watching. Yeah. So there, oh, here we go. Donna says, I lived in Heartland for a few years. I know what you mean. Yeah, right. Well, I used to work at the horse place. That's where I used to work. It's a very lovely part of the world. Anyway, thank you. I always read through all of this. Oh, solar panels on the roof. They're working in this wet, windy weather in Wellingborough. Okay, so my duck pen will be safe. Good. Oh, Michelle's broken her ankle, so doing some EPP. Poor thing. I hope you mend soon. Right, you lovely lot. We will be sewing again next week. Take care. Lots of love. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.